You are listening to What's the Word on the Streets with Ross Dixon, sponsored by the Atlanta Voice newspaper, where we highlight entrepreneurial opportunities in the community. Today we're going to be speaking with Mr. Devin Robinson of the Beauty Supply Institute, also known as BSI. And we're going to ask him a couple of questions as far as what is his long-term goals for the beauty supply industry and what he thinks the beauty supply industry has to offer to the community. Do you see the Black community embracing Black-owned beauty supply stores?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, every store we've opened have stayed open, have done well. 100% of our clients get grand openings. I mean, we have a great track record. We open multiple stores per year, and it's turning into per month. But we get feedback from them, and we get the stories that people are just so happy to see Black-owned stores. People that can relate to them, people that understand their needs and empathize with them. One of the things I can do is empathize with the owners because I was a actual beauty supply store chain owner, own multiple stores. But as an owner, customers want to feel like you can empathize with them as well. You have a daughter with difficult, unmanageable hair. You have a son that has a flaky scalp. They can come in and actually talk to someone who understands their needs and provide them with the product. So the Black people are responding very positively to this movement.
That's excellent. What are some of the successful strategies for managing a beauty supply store?
Well, the success really comes in discipline. That's number one. If you have a strong work ethic, your store is going to be successful. Some of the unsuccessful areas, of course, is you're just going to have those capital issues or challenges, but they're techniques. I mean, there are so many techniques to combat anything that may be hindering you from enormous success. I mean, from even having difficult customers, there's service recovery plans you put in place to make sure that you retain these customers and they understand how to do business with you. And, some of the things, I mean, culturally, we know our community, culturally, we have some shortcomings and some issues when it comes to dealing with economics, okay? So we do have to educate our customers as well as they come in. Sometimes they come in and they're saying, your product is 20 cents or 25 cents more expensive than the one 2 miles down the street. I'm going to go to the one 2 miles down the street, and they think they're saving money, but, in actuality, they're costing themselves some money, because if you shop at a store at someone, let's say a Black-owned store, the money circulates in your community, you increase the tax base, you increase the opportunities for organizational sponsorships and employment and that kind of stuff. But you go down the street, pretty much that money is leaving the community. Right. So what happens is you think you save yourself 25 cents, and you really may have cost yourself a salary of $25,000. So those are some of the things that we have to educate our customers on. And I'm not even saying that the stores, Black-owned stores, have higher prices, because that's really not even the case. My stores, many times customers were like, I'm cheaper than some of the other stores. It all has to do with profit margin. It's just how you manage the store. Right. So those type of challenges, like I said, there are always ways to ensure that whatever obstacle you face, that you can get over it safely and profitably.
Wow. Why do you think it's taking Black folks so long to get into buying their own beauty supply stores?
There are two reasons. One, there's a big myth that Blacks don't control this industry, or Asians dominate the industry, that kind of stuff. So because of this big myth, we just assume that we can't get in, we assume that we've lost the battle, and we move on to the next thing, okay? And really that's not the case. There's still opportunities for people to make money. Number two, there are strategic lockouts against Black owners. There are things out there, the pitfalls and landmines to trip you up. However, like I said, there are ways around all those landmines. I mean, absolutely, you're not locked out in the ways that people think you are. Now, the strategy is huge. I call it an economic hate crime against Black people. That's what this industry is, because, the information that another Asian may get from another Asian owner, you don't get it, the same thing. And it's not because of anything other than your race, So, those types of things are difficult to prove, I guess, if you're talking about, civil suits or class action lawsuits or whatever. But I do know that there are strategies there to impede the success of Black-owned stores And because of those obstacles, we are the solution, Beauty Supply Institute, to teach you how to get around them. Because, within 18 months, I opened 3 locations with no real backing, no kind of mentorship, no kind of guidance. But when I got in, I learned quickly how to adapt and how to beat them at their own game. So I take those same techniques and teach other people.
So does BSI supply online classes for people that want to learn more?
Yeah, we have online courses. We have conferences. We have 2 annual conferences, a winter and a summer, one in LA, one in Atlanta. And then we have a new 9-month program, which are physical courses. We have people that have been inquiring for years if they can actually come and learn in a traditional classroom. And that's something we didn't offer for our first 5 years in business.
Right.
And now we're moving into the 6th year. We said, you know what, we're going to put this program together. And we partnered with local Herzing University and decided to develop a 9-month program, 25 classes for the first 6 months. And in the final 3 months, it's going to be store development training. So actually, students leave the program with a business plan. They learn how to get their finances. They learn how to select locations. So this is something now that we have in place that's physical in addition to the online classes.
So, Mr. Robinson, what motivates you to take back the beauty supply industry?
I've always been, a change agent. Before this, I've always felt like there was just a big picture that I was seeing. There was a bigger vision. My store's utterly successful, very widely successful, but I've always felt a burning desire to impact the industry on a larger scale rather than just impacting the industry in a local community. So that was always in me to say, listen, go out and reach the masses. The story that I have here in Atlanta is the same story that another black guy has in Chicago, or a black mother has in Los Angeles, or a black couple has in Charlotte, North Carolina. These are the same stories everywhere. We get calls from across the country. Today we got a call from Nigeria, same issue. We get calls from up north. I mean, the issues, the stories are the same. It's the same thing. How do we get in? I can't find out how. I'm being told this. I'm being told a lie. Everything's being hidden. These are the secrets. So I quickly recognized that when I had my stores, and I said, there's something else that I can be doing that not only is me continuing to be an entrepreneur because I'm an entrepreneur, at heart, but I can also, it can be fulfilling. I can also touch other people and help them to rewrite their destinies especially they're being slave to a job.
That's powerful information. How does our listening audience get more information about your movement?
Very easy. I'm very easy to find. You can go to the website, beautysupplyinstitute.com. You can call us at 404-551-4398. That's 404-551-4398. Or, of course, beautysupplyinstitute.com. We got testimonies out there. Our conference is beautysupplyconference.com. We're pretty easy to find, and you will see that the service that we provide and the business that we provide we're just second to none. And we make sure people get a good service experience the same way we expect these future store owners to give to their future customers as well.
Well, thank you for your time. You've been listening to What's the Word on the Streets with Ross Dixon, and we will have another impactful interview coming to you soon.